Hello, this is David from the Bookman in Orange, and I welcome you to Things Found in Old Books. We got a terrific item today. It's really awesome, and I can't wait to share it with you. In this book here, How to Understand Music from 1890, we found this report card from 1881. An 1881 report card. Look at that. Look at the shape it's in. It's gorgeous. I mean, for a piece of paper to last 164 years and look this good is remarkable. And this report card was granted to Miss Cora E. Littlefield of Naples. That's in Maine, Naples, Maine. A little East Coast one-room schoolhouse, I'm sure. It's a little one-room schoolhouse. All the kids are in there, and they're all vying for a seat, and they're in their class with Mrs. Johnson there with her long skirt and her ruler, and she's teaching them stuff. And the thing about this report card, if you'll notice, it says rank. So in those days, you didn't get grades. It wasn't about the individual performance. It was about how you did against the other schoolmates in class, which is not done anymore. So she got a rank, and some of the subjects were spelling, reading, writing, arithmetic, English grammar, geography, history, physiology. That's unusual, and bookkeeping. And so Cora's rank was a 9, a 7, a 9, a 7, an 8, a 6, a 7, and a 6. So I don't know how many kids were in class, so it's hard to tell how she did. I'm sure that was like middling. It was probably middling. So Cora was keeping her head above water. She probably had a lot of stuff to do on the farm, and so being at school was a little tough in those days. And I think this is just a terrific item. I mean, considering the shape it's in and how old it is, 164 years, it's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. And it really gives an insight to what it was like or back in those days, It's a little proof of life for little Cora. And I'm glad I found it. We go from Maine to Nashville, thanks to one of our viewers, Marie. She's a retired librarian in Florida. She contacted me and says, in her day and her time, she found a lot of stuff in used books too. And I said, well, if you got something, send it along. And so she sent me a picture of this postcard that she found kind of striking. It's the Maxwell House Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Beautiful. It's an old historic hotel in the South. Maxwell House, I believe, named their coffee after this hotel. And President Roosevelt stayed there. President Teddy Roosevelt stayed there. And he supposedly coined the phrase, good to the last drop, about their coffee. So, there's a lot of history. A lot of people stayed there. A lot of presidents. You got Thomas Edison stayed there. Tom Thumb stayed there. It was a big hotel and had a lot of history to it. It was very meaningful to the South. And it opened in 1860, and it was finally destroyed in 1961. But so it's a lot of history to this card here. And on the back, we turn it over, and there's a note written on it. If you'll notice the little stamp, the postage stamp, it says 1941, June. That's just before Pearl Harbor. America was not yet jumping into the war, but we were very close. And I'll read you the note. It says, "Dear sister, I stayed over at this hotel. Nothing seems so old to me. It looks like all the other hotels in the South, only I find it has hot water. A treat to anyone staying overnight in the South. Couldn't get your cotton mailed in Alabama because it's Sunday. We'll mail it from here. Love, M." So that was a charming little note, and I'm not sure what kind of cotton she was mailing, a bale of cotton or just a few cotton balls. But anyway, she didn't get it mailed because it's Sunday. And I want to thank Marie for sending that to me. I'm very grateful. And if anybody out there has some really interesting things that they found in a used book, let me know. We can share it here. We'll share it with everybody. And I want to thank you for stopping by. Good day.